Comment below if you've been watching vlogs long enough to remember the days that I went to Starbucks all the time. Those days may be back, and I'm excited about it. A lot of people ask me if I miss the Tesla at all. The answer is not at all. One of the many awesome things about this truck is Wi-Fi built in the truck, so upload happening, almost done. Also, it's dangerous to operate a laptop while driving, so I don't recommend that. It's just sitting here. Okay, so next up on today's agenda is a house wash, a little stucco action. For anyone that has stucco or is building a house or thinking about stucco versus vinyl and all that, here's what I can tell you from experience cleaning these types of homes. Don't go with stucco. It's kind of like a black car. It looks really, really nice when it's clean, but it rarely stays clean. If you're gonna go stucco, go with like a darker color, like gray or something, because this just is really hard to keep clean regularly unless you get it clean like every year. So anyway, it's going great though. All right, and just like that, we're back at the house now. Got to do a couple of quick things before rehearsal tonight, but here's a view you don't normally see, so I figured, hey, why not vlog at the kitchen table? I always have to laugh how many random things I do in one day. Like out of nowhere, you go from like pressure washing to I have to create a Facebook page for one of my clients, and then right after that, I have to send a questionnaire for a wedding that's happening 2 weeks from now, and then I have to send an invoice for another wedding that got booked for a deposit. Just like the amount of things that nonstop happen. It's comical sometimes that I even remember anything I'm supposed to do. All right, some good old family time. It's always a good time. But day's not over yet. All right, just wrapping up rehearsal. Went great. Always good to play. It's so interesting when I think about like all the seasons of life that I go through. Like I was a worship leader for a bunch of years, and then I did video stuff, and then I still do video stuff, and now I'm doing some other things, and I'm constantly just changing things all the time. And it's just interesting, right? There were times in my life that like a season I was in, like being a full-time musician was everything to me, and all I thought about was how I would play music forever, and I just wanted to be a musician. I couldn't imagine doing anything else. And then like now I can't ever imagine really being like a full-time musician anymore, and that doesn't appeal to me whatsoever. And it's just interesting how seasons of life are that way. And I think sometimes as an entrepreneur, it's important to realize that that's also part of like the entrepreneurial journey. I think sometimes we'll start something and we'll be really fired up about a new business that we start or something that we're doing, or even maybe just a new offering that we're doing for the company we currently have, and then suddenly it becomes not as exciting as it used to be, or maybe just it doesn't get you fired up like it used to. And sometimes that can be discouraging because you're kind of thinking internally like, man, why is this not as exciting as it once was? But I think that's just part of the journey. Honestly, I feel like as an entrepreneur, I'm just always going to be changing things up, and I look at that as a strength, not necessarily a weakness. Obviously, you don't want to. I think the biggest advice I could give to anyone if you are early in your journey is to realize and be okay with the fact that you are probably going to change your mind a lot, and you're just going to have to adapt and be okay with that. Don't get discouraged. Don't let it like bring you down. Don't let it make you wonder if you'll ever actually be excited in anything you're doing. Because honestly, there have been like 5 different seasons so far I feel like I went through where I was super pumped up about something and then changed my mind, and then was super fired up about something else, and then that didn't become as exciting as I thought, and it just happens. And some of it, obviously, you'll want to make sure you're always working toward contentment in life, but at the same time, if you are an entrepreneur at heart, you change your mind all the time when you're doing things, and it's really okay. I think it is, at least. Understanding that seasons change, things change, your mind changes, your excitement changes is the way that you can have success. And it's also the way that you can easily move on from failures as well, because ultimately realizing that a failure in something that you're going after or trying is not that big of a deal, because there's always something that you can try and continue to move on from, I think is kind of a good thing, because you don't get tired of things and you also don't really remember failures. So failure is just a way that you continue to move forward. So hope this helps someone. Thanks for watching as always. Go crush it today.